Hey guys, ProdRiddiman here, and today we are on part 4 of our Python programming tutorial, or Python for beginners. In today's episode or part or video, whatever you want to call it, we're going to go over conditionals and classes. Basically, conditionals are where if a certain condition is met, your code will run in a specific way that you have it set to code it to run in. Is basically what conditionals are in simpler terms. I can get more in depth into it, but I would like to keep this video short for today. Now, if you ever want longer videos, please let me know. I would love to make longer videos. However, I figured it'd be best for you guys if I just keep these videos short and simple, because I don't want to overcomplicate things or confuse anybody. However, if you'd like to see longer videos that aren't in just a 10 to 15 minute range, but rather in the 20 to 40 minute range, I would very much love to do that for you guys. Just let me know in the comments section, and if that's what you guys want, I will do it. I'll do more longer videos. Anyways, we're also going to be getting into classes, which I think I've already said, but basically classes are for object-oriented programming, which essentially allows you to create objects, and it also allows you to keep your code organized and clean and simple. Now, what we're going to do today essentially is we're going to make a user creation tool, or a character creation tool. Once I get started on that, we're going to go ahead and skip 2 lines. You don't have to, you can start up here if you want, but I like to leave the first line or 2 blank for imports if I ever feel like using them. Excuse me. Now we're going to go ahead and create a class object, and we're going to name it user with a capital to be specific. Now you could just name it char or character, or you can name it whatever you want to name it, whatever suits you best. Now inside this class we are going to write def and then underscore underscore and then init, and it's going to contain self automatically. Self is needed for classes. Self basically allows you to write variables in this classes, and self is just a required thing for classes. If you don't want to deal with self, because it can be confusing when you first start using it, but after you get the hang of it, it's not that bad at all. But if you'd rather not use classes, you don't have to. It's more of an option. However, classes do make your life much easier, and they do organize your code a lot. And often not, it's easy to read, and it's much simpler. And also, if you ever want to make your own API, this is the way to do it. Now, we're going to make our user have 3 positional arguments. One called name, one called age, and one called gender. Now, because we added 3 arguments, we have to do self.name equals to name, self.age equals to age, self.gender equal to gender. The reason we do this is because name, age, and gender are actually self.name, self.age, and self.gender. If we were to add another argument, like, I don't know, G, we have to write self.g equals to G. You have to do this to any argument, any other argument you write in this, but we're going to only have 3 arguments. Now, with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and write another function called def create. Go ahead and write self. Excuse me again. And with this, we're going to go ahead and write our colon, of course, because we need to indent. Now, we're going to go ahead and just have it print several things. So we're going to go ahead and just write name and then curly brackets, and inside these curly brackets we're going to write self.name. Now, you're thinking we probably could just put name. However, this will not work because it's in a different function that's in this class. If we were to write it up here, we probably could just write name, but since it's in a different function, we're going to just keep it as self.name. I'm going to go ahead and write a second print function, set of strings. Then we're going to write age, and then a age in here. And then after that, go ahead and write another print function, string gender / sex, and then we're gonna write gender. Now our class for user is pretty much done. We don't have to really do anything at all. Now we're gonna go ahead and make a variable object. So we're just gonna name it user1. We're gonna set it equal to class of user, and then we have our arguments. Notice anything familiar? If you have coded in the past, this is how people make their APIs, such as the Discord library or the math library, all kinds of stuff really. This is how they do it. Now for this, we're gonna go ahead and just write Alex as our name. He's gonna be 22 years old today, and his gender, he's gonna be a male. Of course you can put anything in here, whatever you want, but since it's gender, we're gonna pick between male and female. And then we're gonna do user1 dot create. And when we run this code, age is not defined. Oh, whoops, I forgot to put self in here. Sorry guys. Silly little mistake. Alright, now if we run this again, it's gonna print out Alex 22 and then male. So this is what we want. Now we're gonna make a second user object. Now we're gonna go ahead and give it name Sally. She's going to be 25 and she's gonna be female. And then we're gonna do user2 dot create. Now we have Alex and then Sally. We have two whole objects coming from one class. If this wasn't in classes, we'd basically have to copy and paste the exact same thing and then just write it again. With classes, you do not have to do that. All you have to do is just essentially write one set of lines of code, and then you can create as many objects you want. You can create 10 objects, 20 objects, heck, even 100, but I mean, what for, possibly. But you get what I mean. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this, because do we really need it? Actually, you know what? We're gonna keep it today. We're gonna keep it. But we're gonna make Sally a kid, or a teenager. We're gonna make a kid. We're gonna have an adult, a teenager, and a kid. So we're gonna go ahead and create a user3 equals to user, and we're just gonna name it John. And then he's gonna be 8 years old, and then he's also going to be a male. And then user 3 dot create. So we have 3 people, or 3 users created, 3 objects out of the same class. Now we're gonna get into the conditional part, and honestly this can just be its own video, but I want to make it just a little bit longer for you guys because I know you guys like videos like that. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into conditionals just a little bit. We're gonna get a little bit into everything today, not too much, just introducing essentially. Now in this create block, we're gonna go ahead and write an if statement. Basically conditionals, they're like if, else, elif, try, except, I'm pretty sure is also conditionals as well. But we're gonna do an if statement. Basically what an if statement does is it's gonna check if something or if it's going to check if the condition is met, then it's going to run the code a certain way. So we're actually going to go ahead and go up here, and then we're going to make a new variable, age group. Let's set to none. None basically just makes it print out none because it doesn't have anything in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to global age group. The reason we have to global age group is because age group, the variable, is defined outside the function. If it wasn't declared outside the function, we could just have age group set equal to something. Now you could just put age group equal to none inside the function, but we want to use age. But if we're going to use age group in other functions as well, we need to have it outside, declared as a global variable rather than just a local one. Now we're going to go ahead and write our if statement. If self.age is, all right, we're going to do the kid first. If self.age is lower than 8 or lower than 13, or if self.age is less than 13, age group, it's going to be equal to the string value of child. Now, if self.age is greater than 13, and we're going to put and because we're going to have a second condition that needs to be met too, and is less than 18. So in other words, if this person's age is greater than 13 but less than 18, oh, whoops, I need to have self.age there. And less than, so if self.age is greater than 13 but less than 18, it's basically going to say age group is equal to teenager. Because they're younger than 18, but they are older than 13. And you know what? We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna go ahead and have it greater or equal to. That's how you do greater or equal to, by the way, or greater or less than. You just put an equal sign after the greater or less than symbol. Now we're gonna make one more condition. If self.age is greater than 18, age group is equal to adult. Now, this is also why we globalize our age group, because we can now change the age group value anyway, anytime, and any way we want inside this function, because age group is globalized. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and write two parentheses, and then we're going to go ahead and write two curly brackets, and we're just going to go ahead and put age group. Now, we're going to go ahead and run the program. And as you can see, Alex, since he's 22, he is now classified as an adult. Sally, age 15, is classified as a teenager because 15 is greater than 13 but less than 18. And John, who is 8, is now classified as a child. Pretty neat, right? That is what we can do with if statements. We're going to do a little bit more with other conditional statements like else and elif, try, except, etc. But this is pretty much it for our video today. I just wanted to get into classes and other stuff. Also, you can do, with if statements, you can do with strings as well. So if like self.gender, which by the way is going to be the argument is equal to, let's say, female. And you can have it say something else. So for what I want you guys to do after watching this video, I want you to create another set of conditionals to where if I want you to basically make it to where no matter what you put as gender, it's either going to be male or female. So you're going to need two sets of if statements. So if, basically for an example, what I want you guys to do is if whatever you put in here is equal to girl with a lowercase g or girl with a big G, or female and female with lowercase and uppercase F's, woman and woman with uppercase W and W's. If basically what I want you guys to do is if self.gender is equal to what I just said, then you're gonna put a colon and you're gonna put self.gender equals and then whatever you want to type in the set of strings. That is what I want you guys to do with the female and male conditionals today after watching this video. If you have any other questions, be sure to let me know in the comments section. I want to do a little bit more longer in-depth videos like this in the future. So if you guys enjoyed this so far, please let me know in the comments. If you have any suggestions, again, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. It's 100% free, and it helps me out a lot. And I'm also going to reopen my Discord server for people to join. I will post that in a later video. I'm not sure when. I want to get things more set up first, but that will be open eventually for you guys to come hang out and ask me any questions. Ask for help with any code you need help with, and all kinds of stuff. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and you have an amazing night. Goodbye.